This is the Weigh-In Podcast by Ben Watch. Yes, not
And Sebastian Romero.
on this week's Weigh-In. Man, it was a packed, full, fun event. We break down that Yacanel Rodriguez versus Angelino Cordova.
Exactly. Let's
Yet
go.
an
Great fight ever. I
exciting,
loved it. Love being there.
yet an exciting one for you guys. But yet, that is this week's Weigh-In. So if we jump right into it on this
Let's go. Let's get
Angelino,
started.
what happened?
No, I said, let's get started.
Yeah, so if we jump right into this, like this Angelino and Yacanel. First of all, I'm just gonna put it out there. The way I scored the fight, I had 114, 113 Angelino. I posted that on Instagram. That's what I had. I had 114, 113 Angelino. That's what I had scorecard because listen, as much as yous who roam through our channel and say, hey, that was Yacarnell and that was bro. Angelino had Yacarnell stumbled. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, they both each other stumbled, but Angelino at the end of this fight was boxing Yacarnell and he could not handle it. I get he got Angelino early, but at the end, Yacarnell couldn't withstand the punches. And that's what we were starting to know. I get that both of them went the distance, which is perfect. You know, it's a great thing that they were both able to go the distance. But
Exactly.
but one of the things we're able to partake here is the fight ended in a draw. We got no winner. So, as much as we said Angelino was gonna win and Yacarnell fans were saying Yacarnell gonna get him, all of us were wrong. It tied up. So we're more than likely gonna get another Yacarnell Angelino, which is going that second fight is going to be amazing if we can get that. So I really think in terms of watching the event, in at a home environment, it looked good. It looked good on TV. It looked real good. You know, being able to see the both teams come out with the belts and all of that, which was there, and to be able to see the commentation. The commentators felt like Yakanel had the fight. They called it, oh, it was no good. I thought it was an amazing fight. I get whatever they may have to say, but I thought it was an amazing fight. I thought it was an enjoyable fight. You didn't even there. I don't think there was not one person that said that fight wasn't enjoyable. For them to the commentators to say, "Oh, this is that, this is this." Headbutts are always incidental. It's not something that people attempt to do or try to do. It's incidental. You go out there, you lay everything out, and you work your game plan. That's what was able to go on. That was my point of view, and what I felt was a perspective of that of the Angelino.
Exactly. Now on my side, because I went to the event. I was in ringside. I was right there. I thought the fight was awesome. I think both fighters did good. Rivera and Cordova. I think they did a great fight. The way I saw the fight was, I thought Angelino got robbed. I did not like that. I was a draw. I think Angelino got robbed. I think Angelino won 100% the fight. I thought Angelino made it all the way, like I said, all the way to the 12th round. I said he was going to fight, and he did. He didn't knock him out, but he did knock him down. So I feel like Angelino won the fight 100%. He's the champion. He won it, and I feel like he got robbed. And what's even crazier is that, of course, this was Jake Paul promotion, and his fighter, the Puerto Rican Rivera, was the underdog, and whatever he was for to be the winner,
No, no, no.
because we
Angelino
were in
was the
Florida.
underdog. Angelino was the betting side for Vegas had Rivera winning and Angelino the underdog. Just so we could get that the FanDuel. Just to get that out
Exactly.
there. Underdog is the is the
And
the non-favorite.
And the event was really good. It was awesome. Seeing every single fighter, the pre-fights, the main card, and Angelino Rivera. But the outcome wasn't what I expected. They said it was a draw. I'm okay with a draw because that means both Rivera and Angelino, they don't win. They both tied, so they're both winners. Of course, the title is still the title nobody has yet because they have to do a rematch to see who's going to take it. But I both thought the fights were really good. The way I see it, I feel like I feel like Rivera is a trashy fighter. I didn't think Rivera like a lot of people wanted him to. The way I saw it, I thought he was trashy. Hitting Angelino, throwing him on the ground, treating him like a piece of trash. I feel like that was terrible. Cordova fought strong and hard. Yes, Cordova hit him in the back of the head by accident, and then they took a point off of him. But other than that, that was only one thing Angelino did wrong. I think Rivera, the way he was fighting was trashy. Throwing him, it was just crazy with the way Rivera thought. Like I said, Rivera, he's not a good fighter. He was a like I said, he was never gonna be Angelino. And of course, they both draw, and none of them won. They both won. But yeah, other than that, the fight was awesome. I love the scene in person and getting to meet both fighters. And it was just a great opportunity to be there. And Jake Paul was there. Mike Perry was there. There were so many famous boxers and Rolly Romero. There were so many people there. And it was a great opportunity to be there and to experience it because it was the first time of me going to a Jake Paul promotion boxing match. I've been to a bunch of boxing matches, but never Jake Paul one. And now this one that was Jake Paul Promotions. It was such a great opportunity. Yes, the outcome that happened that Angelino and Yankiel both got a draw. I wasn't happy with that, but I was like, whatever. At least they both won. They both tied, so nobody gets a loss. They both undefeated, and that's the way they're gonna stay. But my way is Angelino won 100%, and he should have took the belt. By them making it a draw, whoa, was terrible because I didn't think that was right. But the good thing is, what it was good about a draw is that they both tied and they both won. Hopefully there is a revenge because I want to see Rivera and Cordova fight again, so Cordova could come in and knock him out and show Rivera that you do not mess with Venezuelans.
Yeah, so I definitely think there was a lot of good things said there. So I'm just going to answer the one question everybody else is probably wondering. How did you see your scorecard? I had 114, 113 Angelino. So, how did your scorecard look?
So my score, because me seeing it in person, I think my scorecard was, I gotta think, because I think Angelino had way more punches than Yankel had. So I think it would have been because I don't know why I think it would have been I would have given more. So I think I would have said Angelino had 200 and Rivera had 195. That's
Well,
why I saw.
okay. So that would let's kind of score this evenly because you understand. They go 10-9 rounds. That's the 10 the most. The least would be a 1. So you're looking at if you did an odds. You're saying you would have had. All right. So I'm just giving you that for reference because your score does not sound a little boxing like, but I'm just trying to say it doesn't sound boxing like, but
Or it would have been easier. I would have given Angelino 120 and I would have given Rivera one let me see. Angelino 120 because he had more punches, and I would have given Rivera 115.
you would have had 120, 115. Okay, I could see that. I mean, the likelihood, yeah, because I had all right, yeah, that's not bad.
Because they both fought really good.
No, they both did fight really well. That was a good thing that we saw. As much as the commentators might have liked to say they did not like it, hey, as the boxing fan, I loved it. The way they went back, the way Rivera had had an early cut, and he had to work through his cut. It reminded me of the Sebastian Fundora fight, which that was amazing when they get cut up. It wasn't real bloody, and his team was able to get the cut under control right away. It wasn't bleeding like crazy, which was really good because the one thing I thought as soon as he got cut, I said, "Oh, I don't want this. I don't want the doctor to stop this." The doctor didn't have to get involved, which was really good. The referee kept making the doctor look at it. He kept forcing him to get it checked, but come on, I don't think that's gonna happen like that. I think it was a great event. I think both guys did exactly what they wanted to do. I don't think there was a lot of people that was disappointed because when you look at the post fight press conference, Rivera said, "Hey, I felt I won the fight, but I'm not going to speak against the judges. I'm fine with the draw. Angelino said, hey, I felt I got robbed. I thought I won. This was a robbery fight. But then again, a draw I'm okay with. So both guys kind of humbled very well, saying, hey, we draw it, so I'm not pissed off. I'm not upset. We draw it, so it's nobody really won. And I think I think in terms of that, even if Angelino, because I know in the post they talked about Angelino said, he talked to he got robbed. I really think they both had very well sportsmanship at the end of the fight, and I know many might not agree with me because the commentators are in your ear about it was dirty, it was this, it was that. No, it
Exactly.
was good old boxing. It was boxing, regardless of the fact of whether they keep clashing. They keep clashing because listen, early rounds, Angelino, he was hurt. He was hurt, so he's not trying to fall. Then you had Yacanel in the end, who was hurt. He's not trying to fall. That's why they're hugging. That's why they're holding each other because one's hurt, the other one's not. They're trying to. Neither one of them wanted to be knocked out. That was about, in my opinion.
No, yeah, the fight was really good from both fighters. I do think Angelino got robbed because he did a lot of stuff that he deserved to win the title. And plus, when I was in there in person, mostly the place there was filled with Puerto Ricans. And as we know, the judge, I mean, not the judge, the referee was also Puerto Rican.
Oh,
So
he
I'm
was.
like, I'm
Oh,
like,
he
so
was. The
that's
referee was
even
Puerto
worse,
Rican.
huh?
The referee was Puerto Rican.
Yes. That's what I told you
Oh,
yesterday on the phone, and like I said to everybody, yes, the referee is Puerto Rican from the island of Puerto Rico. So I'm like, that's even a bigger problem and such a disgrace because,
but we do have to put a disclaimer out. We're not in no way, shape, or form saying that anything 100% wrong has gone here. We're not making any accusations here. This is solely purposefully our opinion for you to just to understand our opinion. Amidst that, if you have any of that, I would say always Google it if you want official information. This is our opinion. I'll tell you when we say things official. Official, the fight was a draw. You know, but I'm telling you that this is just some of the stuff that's going to come out and we talk about this Puerto Rican ref is opinionated. We're not making any way, shape, or form an accusation. I just want to put that disclaimer out there so everybody can understand that we're not trying to say nothing. We're just breaking it down from our perspective. If everybody can understand, I had to
exactly.
say
So
that.
exactly, yeah. So yes, the the rep is 100. The rep was a Puerto Rican from the island, so that was also a bigger disappointment that was wrong because, like I was talking about people, including my uncle. My uncle said, and my uncle and all people said, when this is a boxing match, the referee cannot be Puerto Rican. Or let's say this fight.
No, I
This
get what you're saying. Yeah, the referee cannot be from the country of origin of one of the boxers.
exactly.
He's got to
So
be he's got to be from somewhere else. Because you see, when Mayweather or like Canelo they have fights, you see none of the judges when they have stuff. None of the judges are from Vegas. When Mayweather, you didn't see a lot of Vegas judges. The fact that you come here and you see that the main guy in the ring, I get you need a Hispanic, but is there not a Hispanic American a referee we could have got here, or you know what I mean, or Spain referee, or Ecuador just got approved. Well, not just approved, but they're approved boxing commission. There's not an Ecuadorian, referee we could have got somebody that was not of origin of neither Venezuela or Puerto Rico. That's all I'm
exactly,
saying.
exactly. That's how it's supposed to be. Like for this main event, it was Venezuela versus Puerto Rico. You can't have a Puerto Rican ref or a Venezuelan ref. You have
No,
to
but
have
you
a
need
different
a
religion
Hispanic
match.
to speak
A
to both of
different,
them. Just it cannot be
yes,
from Venezuela, it can't be from Puerto
exactly.
Rico.
So it can't be biased.
Right. Because this is if we're gonna talk about bias, I don't wanna skibble over his, my partner here, but that was not a knockdown. I'm just gonna put that on the record. That was not a knockdown. Angelino should not have been scored a knockdown for that. You know,
Yes, that's
that
a
was
big
not a
thing that got me
knockdown.
mad too.
Every time Yacanel went down, all of a sudden, oh no, 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 no. Hey, it's headbutt, it's a slip, it's a slip. Hey, it wasn't a slip. Both the guys in there could not handle the power when one another set it up. But Angelino was not a knockdown. Yacanel was in there and turned it into a good old grappling match. like we talk about on Takedown Thursdays. Wrestling, that was good old wrestling. He was over there, jiu-jitsu. You know what? The commentators talked about that. They said, oh, in the end, they said, oh, I guess that's why the event was tied. I guess they scored Angelino's takedowns and Yakanel's takedowns. And I thought that was pretty funny amidst all the other stuff they were saying that I didn't more agree with, but it's boxing. It's not UFC. If you want UFC, go contact Dana White. That's just my opinion. It's boxing.
Exactly.
If you want UFC, go ahead and get up with Dana White, and he'll get you on a card and go over there and be with Dana White. But this is boxing. Don't be throwing boxers around. And then I'm gonna say the Puerto Rican referee was like, hey, but it looks like according to me, they tied. So it kind of feels like the judges kind of say, no, you lose a point, I'm going to take point from him. That's how we have it tied. That's what it feels like to me, whether that's official or not. That's the kind of vibe I got when they said it was tied. I kind of felt like, okay, whether what the referee did, the judges kind of say, we're going to make this right. This is going to tie because we don't like the way this fight went. And I think that's good in some sense, but I still think it was 114, 113 Angelino, and that's just how I feel. Now, I don't agree with Yakanel throwing Angelino around and the ref saying, oh, Angelino, get up, stop that. Hey, how many times is your guy? Because you're Puerto Rican, how many times is your guy? And this is what I want to tell you. Even at Mendes Serrano didn't have the face of like, hey, I don't like, that one's dirty versus the other. No, Mendes Serrano had it like, oh, Angelino is good. Like the faces he was making was like, oh, like it was like a serious face. Like, this is a lot different than we thought this was going to go. And that's because Angelino can stand his own. Angelino knows how to box. As much as the commentators, like they said his first 10 fights was guys who had losing records. Hey, he could fight. Yakanel got rocked. Don't get me wrong. So did Angelino, but I'm not. The point is, Angelino was early. It's early fight, whatever. Yakanel was in them late rounds. He was rocked. Listen, they then posted it. He was rocked. I don't care what anybody says. He was rocked. Angelino was hitting a bye. If it wasn't the end of the round, Yakanel was going to be in a lot of trouble. As much as the commentators like to say Angelino's first 10 fights bogus, get out of here. Any boxer that gets in that ring, these are Jake Paul's, commentators. So what, you're going to say because Jake Paul's opponents weren't boxers? Were they bogus
those commentators were terrible, bro.
No, because you're saying that Angelino's first 10 fights because the guy said losing records is bogus, but think about it. What about your guy Jake Paul? So are you talking stuff about because Jake? Then you could say Jake's guys who were never professional boxers, some of them could be bogus too. But why would you? That's you get what I'm saying here. That's Jake. You're saying Angelino's bogus, but you're also stepping on your own owner's, feet, Jake. So you're saying Angelino because the guys had losing records, they didn't have winning records. They didn't have wins on them. So then what does that say about the guys Jake faced? Now I say Jake, he's a boxer. All those guys, those were legit fights. Angelino, legit fights. But I'm going off the word of the commentators. This is an opinion, guys. I'm going to tell you, like I just said, this is a fact. If you listen to that fight, what they say, hey, bogus, this, that. Hey, where did he get these first 11 fights? Bro, he beat Tito Acosta. You telling me Tito Acosta's bogus? Axel Vega's bogus? Get out of here. How he beat them? Because he's good. That's the thing that I want to get. And then what you're stepping on is the same thing. As you're telling me Angelino's stuff is bogus because he didn't fight the guys with winning records. Okay, so let's look at Jake Paul's opponents. And now you would assume, I don't know if that's their boss or not, but you would say that's somebody you're close with because you're with that promotion. You're working for that night. Hey, Jake could say the same thing. So what are you saying? My fighters are bogus too because they don't have winning records? They don't have records? Come on. No way. That's why Angelino rocked Yakanel. I get the fight was a tie, but Angelino rocked Yakanel.
Exactly. Those commentators, they were out of this world. That it was disappointing seeing what they were saying about Angelino. And as me being right there, hearing that, I was so mad, bro. I wanted to go fight them, bro. I was so pissed. Just like I was yelling at the ref the whole entire game. Just like I was yelling for Angelino to knock him
The
out.
fight. You said game, but it's a boxing
The
fight.
fight.
Yeah.
And yes, about the knockdown, that was the stupidest thing ever. I saw it right in front of me. He hits Angelino and then he picks him up like a freaking WWE wrestler and body slams him. Like, what the hell is that,
Yeah.
bro?
And then the ref says, "Oh no, the punch came first. That's a knockdown."
And then
That
he goes 1, 2, 3. I'm
that's
like,
so
dude,
bogus. The punch didn't come first. Whether the punch did or not, he threw him to the ground. Angelino wasn't gonna fall. He threw him, and then he goes, "Oh no, that's a knockdown." But you know what? I say this: the judges did it right. The judges set the record straight. They said, "I'm not gonna let either one win. We're gonna tie this because we don't like how it went." I think the judges made things right. They said, "No, if you're gonna do this, you got to do it again. You have to do it right."
exactly. That was so terrible. It was like some knockdown. I yelled so loud to the referee. We were all yelling like crazy. We were so mad, yelling at the
So
ref
this is what I
because
want to know. This is the real question everybody has, and you were there in person, so we can get this answered. Who was he yelling at mid-round? He turned to a corner and he was yelling at somebody to be quiet mid-fight. It was in one of the rounds. He was yelling. He stopped and
are you talking about was he yelling to the left or to the right?
that's what we're trying to figure out here. I'm figuring it out for the fans here. What corner was he yelling at?
Oh, so that I saw that. He was yelling Angelino's corner. Because that Yankiel was the left side and Cordova was on the right side. They were
Yes.
yelling at Angelino's corner.
Do you know what for? And I'll give the disclaimer. This is speculatory. He wasn't in the corner, but do you know what for?
No, all I know is that while because both corners were yelling loud, Rivera's and
Yeah,
Cordova's.
they chirped something, and the ref walked over there, and all of a sudden told him, "No, you need to be quiet." Something along the lines of "Stop." You know.
All I know is that on Cordova's side, his trainers there were yelling, were saying, "Oh, this is robbing. You can't keep doing this." Like yelling at the ref and like cursing at him and saying something because they're not happy with what's going on during the whole fight. And then all I know is that then the referee, because I heard them because they were yelling like crazy. And then I remember the referee gets up, and then the referee goes over there to tell them to shut up.
Yeah. So that's just what we wanted to clarify. But it is speculatory. So, this is one of those things that you know what I'm gonna say. Google it. That is my word. Google it. Google it.
Exactly. That's what I'm telling you why it's up. But if you also want to
It's
clarify it too,
speculatory. We're telling you
you
it's
can go on days in
speculatory.
and look at
So
there.
if you want the official word, you can Google that. The unofficial word is what, our guy here, the podcaster, said, the unofficial. But that's an interesting part there. Yeah, he stopped and just started yelling at the corner. And I'm like, whoa, all this stuff
Yeah,
Yakanel's
that
corner. At Yakanel's corner,
he
you
was
could hear
yelling
it
at
during the
he
yeah,
was yelling at Angelino's corner because
but you could hear.
Angelino was in the right side. So yeah, they were yelling at Angelino's corner.
So you
That's
could
why I
hear.
was screaming also. We're all screaming. They're all screaming because they were trying to shut up
Yeah.
Angelino's corner. And then I was telling the ref, I'm like, ref, I'm like, this is not fair. Why are you doing that to them? Rivera's team is the one who's having the problem, not us.
But they were chirping too, and they were lucky he didn't walk over that corner too. They were chirping too, telling the ref, "Oh, look at what he's doing. Look at this. Come on, the headbutts. Come on, come on." But the ref was kind of, I don't want to say he was in the middle because he did talk to, what we're now knowing is that Cordova corner and had something to say. But I think I'm gonna agree with what you said. The referee has to be neutral. He cannot be from either, like, he has to be Hispanic to understand so the boxers can understand what he's saying, but he cannot be from either one of the nations of the boxers because that's no good. I think that there was very well, you know, I think, had they had a more veteran Hispanic referee, I think that fight would have went a lot differently. A lot of points would have been left and right everywhere because, this guy looked like he wanted to take points from Angelino, but it looks like the judges came with a draw. They're like, "Oh no, we have a draw here. You took points from Angelino. That's not how we feel this fight should go." The judges kind of said they didn't feel that they saw what they wanted to give a winner one way or another. They set the record straight so that there's nobody one versus another. It's, hey, you need to do this again with another set of judges, different set of judges, and then we'll see how that goes. That's how I kind of felt there on that one.
Exactly. And it was so funny is so when I was sitting in ringside, Jake Paul was in front of me, like not right next to me, but a little bit further in the front. It was so funny because I was looking at Jake Paul when Angelino Rivera fighting, and you can see Jake Paul, he was normal, then he started shaking his head, then he started covering his face, he started chewing his nails. It was so funny seeing Jake Paul going crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, that is definitely a crazy one. We always have something crazy for you here on the way in. Who? So with
Exactly. It was a great experience being there, seeing him sitting ringside and the other side and one of the sides, then the left side was Rivera's team, Cordova's on the right, and then that's where everybody was yelling and it was so good. And to experience that was an opportunity and to be part of Angelino's team, like we are and like me and Benoit and like I am too. Cordova is a champion in our hearts and he's always gonna be a champion. Yes, the results were not happy, but it was a draw, and I'm happy it was a draw because they both technically won because it's a draw. So the rematch better come and it better happen, and I can't wait to see that rematch because Cordova has to go in and knock out Rivera right away.
yes, we do want to see the untold truth. But I mean, here on the way in, we're going to, as you all know, our focus right now is we got a lot of good stuff coming up. So we're going to keep our close eye on the coverage of Canelo Terrence Crawford. And now we got what we really like to see, that Jake Paul Tank Davis. So we got some good stuff that we're going to be covering on the way in. But today is all about the breakdown of the Angelino. So that's the great part. We're able to do everything we can. We're able to pump this epi out for you guys. At this point, you're probably getting, we are in the end. This is what happens in the end of every vid. So, we're going to kind of sign this off, but yet
And
another
then
epi.
and then also when we do premiere this and we're gonna be live, we're gonna be answering questions to everybody and all this. So everybody comment below. Let us know what you think about the scorecards of Angelino and Rivera.
Yeah,
Let
so
us know
even
what you
after,
think
yeah.
about it and
So we're
everything.
going to be on the premiere, which is when this premieres, obviously, while you guys are watching this, you're going to be hearing this. It's premiered. Now, go ahead now and comment before this is over, all this stuff, because we may do after party TikTok live. If a lot of you don't like TikTok, comment that, and we'll maybe do the after party Instagram live. But we are thinking, and when I say after party, we just mean, another live video where you can get our unprovided attention and opinions. But we will do that. So that is something that we'll be able to do. But yet we got to get off of this one so we can kind of prepare ourselves for what you would have already seen and heard is our first Instagram live that we're going to be doing today, getting it done. So that's that.
Exactly.
So we've got what in Wayne calls a busy schedule. So this is it. This is it, y'all. This is the weigh-in.
Let's go. Like, comment, subscribe, click the notifications below. Below when you see us post every day, every 2 days, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Today's gonna be the first day ever that we're gonna be posting
On a Monday and
on a
starting our
Monday
first.
at 7 p.m. and premiering this video.
Yeah, our first ever premiere. This is going to be great. But with that being said, this is the weigh in by Benoit Chestnut.
That's Sebastian Romero, Team
And with that
Cordova.
one, we are yet another epi way in
I
out.
love you.